for the boys.
Woo! Oh, I fucked.
So I get random nosebleeds, and this morning I just pulled up to church and I was getting out of my car, and then my nose decided to open the freaking floodgates and started bleeding all over myself and then dripping all over the parking lot, and yeah, it was not fun. So hopefully you guys are having a better start to your morning than I am, but right now I'm going to meet up with a buddy of mine. He was in a video a long time ago, kind of a recap video for one of the meets I was at. His name is Tyson. He also has a YouTube channel, but he has some really cool cars. So I'm gonna just leave it at that. I mean, not cool as in the sense of like they're heavily modified or anything, but cool as in the fact that they're like you don't see them, especially in the condition that he has them. So I'll leave it at that. We're gonna get some lunch. I think Dylan and another one of my buddies is gonna join us. It's I don't know if it's a collab, I guess you could say that, but I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll figure out what it is. We'll title it appropriately, but yeah. So welcome to the video.
To put your name, where you drove in from, and whatever's in your car collection right now. So take as many lines as you need. My buddy just left this morning. We took his SL550 to breakfast this morning. But this is a tradition that my mom got me the book when I bought the house a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
And we're on page 20 already, so some people need a few more lines than others.
All right, so this is Tyson, the guy I was just telling you guys about.
How's it going?
And we're in his garage, and I'm gonna just let him talk because he's got all the knowledge on these cars. But I'll start with the DB2 because I do know about that. So all original, which is absolutely insane to see. An Integra in general that is unmodified, which this one came modified when he got it, but he restored it, and it's down to ABS, air conditioning, power steering, like even the factory airbox.
A lot of plastic going on there.
Yeah, you don't even, I've never seen a factory airbox, and I've been messing with DAs for like 6 years. So absolutely beautiful. And it's called Aztec green, yeah. Can't think of the name of it, but yeah. All right, so I'm gonna just let him go off on all these cars.
No, I'll do a quick intro. So I started into the Honda community at age 16 when I got an '89 Prelude SI. The rest just kind of snowballed from there. So the Integra is definitely one of my more fun to drive picks. It's actually my daily driver right now, which it's kind of risky to have a 26-year-old car that you're trusting every day to get to work and back, but it's been bulletproof. Two years into it. Originally a Seattle car, but as Chris was saying, did a few things to get it mechanically up to par. And now it's just kind of the preservation, keep it, you know, well maintained. But super fun ride. Otherwise in here, it's kind of a hodgepodge. The theme in here is definitely early 90s Acura. So my first true love was the coupe that's behind Chris right here. This is a 94 Legend Coupe LS. It's a 6-speed manual with the Type 2 engine. So they only had the Type 2 for 3 model years. I'll go ahead and pop the hood. It's from 93 through 95. This car has been to 37 states, 7 timing belts, 4 radiators, 4 alternators, and currently has just under 560,000 miles. Long story short, it's kind of cool about this car. When I was about to roll $500,000, Acura threw a party for me and gave me this banner. So literally, they had red carpet in Torrance, California at the main office, and because Phoenix is, what, 400 miles from LA, I had to do this calculation prior where I knew I wasn't going to go overshoot my miles to get to headquarters in time. So basically I had miles to burn. So I wish I could see the outtakes from the video they did, but we were circling the block to burn miles so that I could be 50000.0 on the red carpet. So I got to bring the banner home. They gave me free service and parts for a year and a couple other things. End of the day, I ended up getting involved with the ILX launch. So the 2013 ILX was a new Civic-based sedan that came out. I helped with the launch of that, kind of as an outcome of all that. So it's been a fun ride. I still take this one all the time. It's going to Denver, Colorado in July for the 14th annual National Legend Meet. 94 Acura Vigor GS. It's a 5-cylinder, 5-speed manual. When this was in the showrooms alongside the Legends, it was about $13,000 or $14,000 cheaper. So Acura kind of bracketed this car as a midpoint between the Integra and the Legend. They're really tough to find. They only made them for 3 model years. And this one's Arcadia green, which sometimes people think the Integra is the same paint coat, but they're actually just slightly off. This is a little bit darker. But this one has they call it the cognac interior. It's kind of a saddle-y sort of color that's almost coming back in style now, but this one has 108,000 miles, I think. All right, cool. Then we go to a Legend sedan. This I've had for about 10 years. It's a GS model, so Acura in the tail end of the Legend production, which was 94 and 95 only, you could get the Legend sedan with the same drivetrain as the coupe, which was the 30 more horsepower Type 2 engine and a 6-speed manual transmission. So this was originally a Chicago car. Like the DB2, I did a little bit of restoration to it. It had a little bit of Honda quarter panel rust in the tail end. And this one's got 156,000, but all original interior, really. It's held up nicely. Garaged it 100% of the time. But super fun car, Desert Mist Metallic. So aesthetically, it is a twin to the coupe, just with 2 more doors. So that's that one. This is my little adopted Accord SEI. So not mine, but I'm storing it for a friend. It's a pretty rare 89 coupe automatic that has 42,000 original miles on it. So this was originally a Hawaii car for its first 7 years. Came to Tucson area, where my friend Kai picked it up last December. And it similarly has gone through a little bit of mechanical restoration, but today it's totally drivable. I don't know what his long-term plans are with it, but to see any Honda that's 30 years old with less than 50K is pretty uncommon. So I think he found a pretty good gem here. And then this, last but not least, is my 92 Formula Red Nsx. This was a San Jose, California car that I bought in December of 2011. It had 80,000 miles on it. I was just telling Chris the mechanical trustworthiness of this car is like any Honda I've ever had. In 29,000 miles, I've only had to do a couple coolant hoses, the coolant recovery tank, and Castrol GTX 1030 every 5,000 miles. So, I mean, bulletproof reliability. And then the thing I love about this car too is the community, because we have annual meets called NS Expo, and it changes location every year, but we're going to be going to San Fran in September. Probably have upwards of 150 to 200 cars, and everybody has a wide variety of tastes. So, you know, I may be the only guy showing up with my factory Fat 5 15-inch, 16-inch OEM wheels, but anything goes, and nobody really cares. You know, that's what I love about the car community is it doesn't matter what your style or flavor is. If you love the car, you're part of the family. So anyway, I think we're going to go grab lunch. Chris and I are going to do a little musical cars in here and roll some stuff out of the garage, so we'll see how it goes.
Now would you just look at that there Ferrari?
the house whenever.
So we're gonna go get lunch right now, and he has been kind enough to bless me with the opportunity to drive an NSX, and I've never even sat in one. And the other day, me and Brian went to Science of Speed?
Science of Speed.
Yeah, Science of Speed, and it's an S2000 NSX specialty shop out here, so pretty high-end stuff in there. And we were doing some stuff for the Type R, which is still kind of hush-hush, according to Brian. But there was like 12 NSXs in there, the new NSX, so it was just insane. So I've got a bug for these. So Honda Vlogs, I know you watch my videos. I know you love NSXs because I Snapchatted you. You watch him too? Yeah. Honda, yeah, see Tyson.
They just featured, there was one on Honda Pro Jason on there, and he was happy to get featured in there, so shout out.
This video is dedicated to you since you love NSXs so much.
Hold on, let's get a picture of Chris's car in my garage. Yeah. Just because I told him I'm going to have to pry this baby out of his hands. It looks right at home in here, don't you think?
Oh yeah. Minus the stickers.
Hey. Looks good. All right, let's roll it.
I am so freaking stoked. Oh my gosh. Oh, the door, everything about it is nice. Oh, man, it feels nice in here. It smells like a new car too. Oh my gosh. Like it literally smells like it's fresh out the dealership. So I'm gonna switch to GoPro footage, and hopefully you guys enjoy it. Hopefully the camera's right this time. So here it is.
Also the fixed roof. So Targa NSX-T didn't come around till 95. That one, the roof does not come off. So some just early gen trivia.
Alright guys, here we go.
The clutch is a little bit odd to get used to, so the engagement point on that is actually pretty high off the floor. So it'll take a little bit to get situated.
For sure, it's definitely a lot heavier than my clutch. Oh my gosh. It's crazy. This thing feels just like a normal Honda. Honda Vlogs, you were definitely right about that. Like it feels just like any 90s Honda. Gosh, this shifter feels amazing. It is so stiff. So like direct too, like there's not the slightest bit of slop in it. I don't know what the shifter setup is on these cars, if it's like a linkage or a cable setup or what, but whatever it is fantastic. And the brakes feel really solid too. The whole pedal feels really stiff, and I like that. Like you can actually feel the brakes doing their job, unlike kind of guessing like some of these older Hondas. All right, he's gonna let me rip it onto the freeway. That's so smooth. Instant torque. That guy was breaking his neck in that Civic. It's okay, I'm breaking my neck and I'm driving it. just got the wave from those guys in that Nissan. That was pretty cool. Probably don't even know what this car is, but it looks sick. Easy there, pal. This is a good day. This is a very good day. I think the most notable thing about it is there's just torque in every gear.
Yeah, it really is, and it kind of catches people by surprise because 270 horsepower today is really not anything to write home about.
Camrys come, what,
exactly
230 or something?
But when you talk about, and a lot of it has to do with the balance, right? Because the car's aluminum made, so it weighs 2,900 pounds. Super tossable. One thing that people don't realize sometimes is the early gen NSX in the manual didn't have power steering. You probably noticed that right off the bat. So until you get rolling, there's a lot of effort going on with the steering effort, but it sort of adds to the overall raw feeling of this car.
Like, it felt just like driving like a DA or something,
totally,
like a DB. Like it had that raw 90s feel.
And that's kind of where, and I love that Acura brought the NSX back and everything, but there's a certain feeling of in tune, you know, oneness with your sports car that the early ones have that the new ones don't. And a lot of that has to do with, you know, today there's so much safety tech, there's so much additional weight loaded into the car.
Yeah.
By every measure, performance-wise, the new car is better, but still some people gravitate toward these just because of that raw feeling.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean,
no cup holders, but we don't care about that.
Yeah. I don't know. It was definitely an absolute blast. So we're going to get some food quick, and then I think we might take the other car back, and then we might do some in-car shots of the NSX, but we'll figure it out as we go.
Yep.
It's the perks of doing what we want. All right, so we have just finished up lunch. I don't even know, Shake Shack, something like that. But we're heading back to Tyson's house right now to drop off the DB, and which is what I am driving right now. And it has AC, and I've never driven a DA that has AC, and it feels amazing. So I am very jealous. But this thing, I mean, obviously being the same chassis I have, but it feels just like my chassis. Like, it feels good. Feels good, man. All right, tables have turned. Tyson's driving the DA now. So obviously he has a GSR, but a 1.7 liter with AC and power steering can only go so fast. So give him a taste of a little bit of a V20 VTEC.
I'm an idiot. How does this thing work? Just like that?
One more to the right. No, other way. Yeah, that one.
There?
And then the shoulder straps.
I feel like I'm getting on the track right now. Let's see what this baby will do. All right. So then, what does this latch into?
The top one right here. There's two top slits.
Man, I think I'm gonna struggle with this. Whatever. I'm gonna do the lap belt and we'll call it good, right?
Yeah.
Let's rock and roll.
Yeah. It's a
right.
K-tune shifter, so it's
right.
Nice and solid and a linkage.
Cool. So mine had a short shift installed when I got it, and then we ended up Hanman over in Tempe went ahead and put a factory length shift knob into it, so or shift lever rather.
Yeah.
So, oh yeah, I see what you mean now about the clutch.
Yeah, mine's really light.
Yeah, that's the funny thing about any manual car has its own kind of personality that you have to get used to as you go.
Yeah.
Get a feel for it. So I didn't realize until right now this is actually blue interior. Right?
Yeah, Pommy blue.
Yeah.
Yeah, my favorite interior for the DAs for sure.
Yeah, right on. I'm gonna dock you some points for missing the clock cover.
Well, actually, my clock is like possessed, so I have to get a new one too.
What the hell? Oh yeah, I think I saw you talk about that one time. The numbers just rotate automatically.
Yeah, that's one of the junkyard pieces that I haven't been able to find yet.
Yeah. So chassis 286, 352 on it. Actually, this car is pretty fun, and I'm surprised at how well it handles already, especially because what suspension are we sitting on?
Function and form coilovers with energy suspension bushings all the way around, and hard race trailing arm bushings, and skunk 2 camber kits and ball joints.
Nice. So what has your track experience with this thing been? Do you actually ever
I haven't been able to do it like on a track yet, just because it's pricey to get the first day done. It's like $300. But I do a lot of back road racing up in the like Sedona Payson area, and it's so much fun. If I had some like R888s or something for tires, it'd be that much more fun because you could really push the car to its limits. But I mean, for what it is and for the budget that the car has been on, it's a lot of fun. Right.
So when you got this thing, what, 3 or 4 years ago now, did you have a vision in mind already about where you wanted to go with it, or was it kind of like you just took it one piece at a time?
Yeah, it's been winging it the whole time, because when I first got it, I was like really naive, really young, so I was just like everything loud and flashy.
Right.
And then it was when I was in Wisconsin, I was like, I want to be low and I want to scrape everything. And after I got back out of here and I started meeting the people that I am around now, I'm like, wow, stance it's cool, but it's not what I want this car to be. So ever since then, this car has been more track inspired, but dailyable. So
well, that's what's cool about it, because you kind of get the overall reliability, but yet it's not boring to drive. This thing, I can definitely tell, would put a grin on your face every day. I don't know how far your commute was or is, but like, this thing is badass. It's fun. Yeah, once we get to some roads where you can do more than 35 on, go ahead and rip it. All right, we'll loop out to 7. Yeah, its rev limiter is set at 72, so you're perfectly safe. Right. It's ignition cut, so it's not going to throw you in the dash. Right on. So it's got launch control and all that stuff, like that. Right. Yeah, it's got all the bells and whistles, but. Cool. So what are your initial thoughts on the car now? This here?
Yeah.
So going into it, I was kind of like, first of all, I thought it was going to be like a rough riding, you know, non-dailyable, because the car looks fast sitting still, right? But honestly, I could see myself driving this thing on a daily basis. Granted, I'd probably make you put AC in it. But
eventually.
It's totally a comfortable car to cruise around in. And the beauty of this is it's a good foundation to start with the customization. But no matter what you do, you're still working on a reliable Honda platform. So, you know, the level of support from a parts perspective, from a performance perspective, that's why this car is so widely popular with tuners. And now, having driven it, I'm actually seeing why, you know? Like, oh, so that's why every Integra I ever see on Craigslist is modified, because who could resist doing that, right? Yeah. It's basically taking something that's already a good start and making it even better. So yeah, awesome ride. I want mine to sound like that.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm glad he had a good time. I definitely had a hell of a time driving the NSX. It's just, like I said before, the craziest thing is it's like Mark from Honda Trigger says about the K20. Like, it's got torque in every gear. Granted, it's a V6 and obviously dual overhead cam and stuff, but I mean, it's just so much fun. And you feel like straight up race car driver because the way the seat and the dash is oriented around you, kind of like the super style, like the cockpit. It's an amazing car.
Yeah.
It's definitely a dream car for me.
All right, well, let's take them and drag race them.
Right.
Just kidding.
But other than that, I think this is probably going to wrap up this video. I didn't want to do anything too excessive. I just wanted you guys to be introduced to Tyson. Like I said, he's a member of one of the car Facebook groups that we're in out here in Phoenix. So if you guys are in the Phoenix area and you want to come hang out with us, see some Integras and stuff, it's the AZ Second Gens. And we try to meet up like every Saturday, whoever is actually available. But yeah, so thanks for letting me drive the NSX.
You bet.
And hope you enjoyed the DA.
Absolutely.
Hope you guys enjoyed his insane Integra collection, or his insane Acura collection, because, I mean, who else do you know in the country that has one of each Acura from the 90s and in pristine condition with all original parts and hundreds of thousands of miles?
I have a mental health problem, and I admit it, so it's all good.
Yeah.
We'll swap keys anytime. Just leave this one with me for a week.
But, yeah, other than that, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. So remember, just do what you love, forget about the rest, and keep killing it. Peace out.